We are live. What's up, guys? Go ahead and comment where you're watching from. I want to see where everyone's calling in from. What's up, Rudy? Good to see you. What's up, Victoria? What's up, Greg, Andrew, Elizabeth, Sean? Where are you guys calling from? I see Australia. I see Spain. I see Dominica. What's up, Victoria? Let me turn the volume off here. We're on like a 30-second delay, but we're going to get started. Go ahead and comment where you watch from. Also, we're going to do a contest. Welcome. I'm giving away some of my friends' books. I got Lewis Howe's book. I got my book. I have Sell It Like Sirhan, and I have Robert Kiyosaki's fake book. I have 4 signed copies. If you share this feed, it's peterjvoog.com/live. And if you comment where you're watching from, you're going to be entered in to win one of those 4 books. I'm going to give away all 4, so 4 people will win. So go ahead and share this, peterjvoog.com/live, and comment below. What's up, Corinne? Good to see you. Florida, Alabama, people all over. Where is it 2 a.m.? I see a lot of people, it's 2 a.m. Is that Australia? Anna, good to see you. What's up, Phil? Good to see you. Mississippi, Sonia. Dude, I'm super excited. Let me get my PowerPoint ready, and we're ready to go. Canada's in the house, Sacramento's in the house, Singapore's in the house, Brazil's in the house, Oregon's in the house, Long Island, New York's in the house. It's crazy to me that in 2020 we could all gather here today and do this call from all over the world. It's pretty amazing to me. Let me get started. Hold on one second. Let me share my screen and we're ready to go. All right. We're going to have some fun today. And once again, if you want to win a signed copy of those 4 books, just share this and we're ready to get started. I want to acknowledge you as well first, because here's the deal. You're investing in yourself. You chose to give your time here, and time is more important than money. You know the benefits and the payoff. You're the action takers. You're the type of people that I want to hang out with. So thank you for investing your time with me today. I'm excited to over-deliver. And you're the type that doesn't wait for opportunity. You create it. So congratulations. You're an overachiever, and I know you're an action taker. Leaders and action takers jump on opportunities instantly. Most people watch their lives pass them by, and you're the type that create yours. And by investing your time here today, you're going to learn things to help you become a better entrepreneur and a better professional. You're somebody who believes in the power of investing in themselves, and I love people who want to better themselves. Forbes had a study a while back that said only 10% of people invest in themselves and invest in their mindset. And you guys invested your time to be here, so you're the cream of the crop, and you're not like most people out there. So congratulations and thank you. Once again, welcome everybody. We're excited to get started. All right, so we're going to talk about the 6-step system I use to grow and scale my online business to over 7 figures. And it's very ironic because it was the last recession in 8-9 where I had my biggest breakthroughs that catapulted me to all the success the last 7 or 8 years. And how to use the exact same blueprint to launch, scale, and make money in today's crazy economy. I'm also going to give you the most effective way to navigate through the tough times and the uncertain times that we're going through right now. Now, why this is important is this is a crazy time in human history, and the rules we've been taught really don't apply anymore. Some of the plans that we had just like 5 months ago are not relevant anymore, right? And there's good and bad news. I'm going to share some of the good news first and some of the bad news, then I'll get back to some good news. First, there's a lot of new millionaires being created. So when the economy doesn't do well, you have to understand there's a lot of opportunity that people can take advantage of. So right now there's 1,700 new millionaires created every single day in the US. That's over 620,000 new millionaires every single year. So this is one of the greatest opportunities in human history. More wealth is being created than ever before, and more money is being exchanged than ever before. But this period of time, we call this a now or never moment. This period of time can either set yourself up for massive success the next decade or a whole lot of struggle depending on what you do. So that's why this training is so important right now. So although there are people thriving and making money, 95% are stressed, underpaid, overwhelmed, and not sure what to do next. 95% of people. And of course, the Dow Jones is going crazy. This was a while back, but we're having a lot of uncertain things happen that we don't have control over. Oil crashes, the economy going up and down, people losing their jobs, businesses shutting down, towns are going under. So that's why it's so important right now to really understand the opportunity cost. Right now, you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table by not knowing some of these simple yet powerful truths. And there's been a couple times in my life where I had a certain way of thinking, and because my back was against the wall and I was forced to change my thinking, and everything changed afterwards. So I hope to kind of shift your thinking today and help you think differently about what's going on right now, because the game has changed. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. People are lost, broke, confused, and they're working extremely hard just to get by. And I know things are changing. It was February or early March, and I kept getting a message from this kid on different platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram. He was super passionate, probably sent me 9 or 10 messages. I remember his name because he was actually on our Game Changers Academy back in like 2013 and 14. And he was, I think, 18 years old. And now he was like 23, 24. We finally got on the phone. He was persistent. We finally got on the phone, and come to find out, this kid is making around $100K a month in his business, $100K a month. And he just wanted to thank me and asked me to speak to his group of people that he was training and that was under him. And because of certain things I taught him, he wanted to share with me all his success. And I was humbled, I was proud, I was excited. Not joking, I hung up. Within 2 hours, okay, I get a call from somebody else who I knew. He was a little bit older, in his 30s, late 30s, and he was talking about how his business got shut down and he was losing a lot of money and he didn't know what to do. So in the same day, I talked to a 24-year-old kid that was making 6 figures a month, and I believe he was 38-year-old person that was losing everything. So I know the craziest things are happening right now, and we've reached a now or never moment in our society. And what you consume and what you do the next couple months is going to be magnified once we come out of this crazy period, okay? And as this pandemic continues, there's a lot of fear, but I've received thousands of messages the past 6 months from people panicking. They're worried their sales are going to dry up. They're scared their business is going to collapse. They're fearful the income's going to disappear. They're lost. They don't know what to do. So I've literally taken the last 4 or 5 months and created this specific, unique training for you. I know somebody who went to 8 years of college, who had the same job for 10 years. She got fired with no notice, no support. You really find out who has your back during times of crisis. And obviously colleges, big companies, the government doesn't really have your back. So the only person we can count on is ourselves now. So you got to start moving different, because the plans we had are not relevant anymore. Our hardest working people can't support families. Okay, the market is down, and the jobs we once thought were super secure they're not secure anymore. So everything has changed, right? And I'll share that a little more in a second, but I want to go over the house rules first. This is not a get rich quick training. There's not a shred of get rich quick in this training. And if you're looking to get wealthy fast without putting in any work or adding any real value, this isn't it. Feel free to go about your business or change your expectations, but this is not a get rich quick training. As a matter of fact, most of the get rich quick trainings out there actually never produce any money. This is not do nothing and get paid. Okay, I'm not going to teach you how to do nothing and get paid. I've never met anyone who was able to do that except lottery winners. And I think the study says that 70-something% of those people go broke within 2 years, right? No fake experts. This is real results, real work, real people, right? So I'm going to share things that I've experienced that have worked for me and worked for a lot of people that I know about growing and scaling, okay? And lastly, my results aren't typical, but I'm going to share exactly what I did And I'm only going to share things that I've gotten results in, that I've taught other people and they've got results in. I'm really not into the fluff and the BS. I'm into the tactical things that are proven. So I hope you're excited about that. Now, the three truths, okay? There's three truths to the new economy. Now, I want to make sure that you're in the right spot, okay? If you're looking to get a blueprint to gain more clarity, if you're looking to grow and scale your business without working 80 or 90 hours a week, if you value freedom and family over everything, over money, if you're looking to elevate your network and get around more ambitious people, or at least learn how, and if you're finally looking to get some certainty in your life, this is the training for you. If you're not looking for those things, it might make sense to spend your time somewhere else. But I can assure you, if you're looking for those things, you'll get the best training. So, three truths to the new economy. One, you can make more money in a downtime than you ever could in great times. Okay, people are in fear. And when people move in fear, they're not at their best. They're not being resourceful. So if you can actually move in confidence, it's easier to get customers. It's easier to create businesses that people need. You can get maximum profits when there's maximum pessimism. Okay? You can get maximum profit when there's maximum pessimism. Now, this next one changed my life back in 2008. I'm in college at University of Oregon. It's my junior year. I'm stressed out. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I went through 3 years of college. I feel this weight on my shoulders. I'm frustrated. My entire family expects me to just get a normal job like everybody else, but I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I wanted to be my own boss. I felt like the 3 years of college I had fun, but it was somewhat of a waste. So I was stressed out. I leave junior year, I drop out against most people around me because I felt this calling that I needed to start a business. So I moved up to Seattle. And of course, I had blind ambition. I was excited, but I didn't really have a roadmap or a game plan. And I started a business up there, and I went broke pretty quickly. The money I had saved the previous couple of years, I went broke. So it's 2008. I'm stressed. I'm frustrated. I feel like I let my family down. And somebody that I meet says, hey, you should go to this meeting. You should go to this. It's like a bunch of successful people, and we just kind of share ideas. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I just want to work more. I have to make money. I have to make this business thing work. And they're like, no, just check it out. And now it's called a mastermind. So long story short, so I go to this mastermind. It's a small group of people. And at that time, I didn't even know what a mastermind was. But the recession was happening. And I heard something that I'll never forget that I think, for me, it totally shifted my perspective. Because when the economy was down, with my past and being from a small town, I didn't think there was any money. Because my viewpoint was, when the economy's down, there's no money. In actuality, there's a lot of money. And this is what he said to me. This is what he said to the group that I'll never forget. He says, when the economy is down, the money doesn't disappear. It just transfers hands to the successful people who are doing these things I'm going to talk about. To the successful people who understand supply and demand and how to become more valuable. And from that moment, I realized I need to shift who I'm around in my perspective, because that was a different way of thinking. So that's why I want to share that with you. Okay, so here's what you're going to discover today. Of course, the 6 elements to growing and scaling your business. This is the same system I used to go from dead broke to 6 figures, from 6 to 7, and then 7 to 8 the last couple of years. The 3 big decisions that will make or break the next 6 months, and most importantly, how to claim some of your time freedom back and really live life on your terms. And I want to share with you first, it's not your fault. I don't want you to feel bad. If you're struggling, it's not your fault. Everything we've been taught, we've been lied to, right? It's not about just working smarter or harder. It's not about just experience. It's not about if you're young or old. That's irrelevant now, right? So the reality is, it's not your fault, okay? There's a lot of myths in society that we're told from a young age that we have to shake if we really want to rise above mediocrity. And I'll share some of those. But I want to tell you a little bit about my story and who I am. This is me at 19 years old. This is me end of first year of college, beginning of second year of college, in between. And I shouldn't be successful. I should be working a 9 to 5. I wasn't supposed to succeed. I grew up in a super small town on the Oregon coast. The population when I was growing up was 6,500 people. Nobody around me really had money. And if you would have bet me that I was going to make 6 or 7 figures, I would have laughed in your face. I knew really nobody around me was entrepreneurs, and I felt extremely judged my whole life because I was different, and I had energy, and I went against the grain, and I thought outside the box, but I always felt judged, which caused me to rebel. I was the kid that everyone else's parents would tell not to hang out with. It almost still frustrates me. But I acted like it didn't hurt me, but it destroyed my confidence. And I think a part of my success now and a part of my resilience to figure things out was to prove to people that I could be successful being from a small town, right? I dropped out of college my junior year, once again, went against everybody, and it felt maybe like the wrong decision after I did it. But looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I failed miserably in business. Looking back, I didn't think that was a good thing, but it was a great lesson for me. I had big dreams, but everybody told me to be realistic. I had to go to college. I was too young. I didn't have enough experience. I don't know anybody, right? And from that, because I was able to get around the right people, and I'll share some of my journey, it still humbles me that because I was able to get around the right people, I was able to go from dead broke to becoming a 2 times best-selling author, over 500,000 copies sold in my book, created 6 figures or more income streams in 13 different industries now, and trained over 10,000 entrepreneurs personally while reaching millions per month. This is my book, frequently on the homepage with Tony Robbins and Dale Carnegie and Stephen Covey. I'm now speaking all over the world, and I don't say this to impress you, but just to impress upon you that if you have the right roadmap and you do these things consistently, it doesn't matter where you're from, but you have to shift identities. This is so I'm not going to go through these too much. Yahoo labeled me one of the top entrepreneurs to watch this year. I've been in Forbes magazine 3 times. I've spoken on some of the biggest stages with Gary Vaynerchuk and Les Brown and Robert Kiyosaki and Eric Thomas and Mel Robbins and Keith Ferrazzi and Gary Vaynerchuk and all these people. This is me in Mexico. This is some stuff that I've done with Grant Cardone, with Gerard Adams. This was us featured in Entrepreneur Magazine. And I used to read this magazine as a kid. And I used to think, oh my gosh, I never thought I could be in it, but I used to think it'd be amazing if I was able to ever reach this many people. And a couple years ago, we were finally featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, and it said just what that quote was. And it was a pretty cool feeling. It's still crazy to think about that, being from a super small town, being in a magazine. It's still humbling. I still get pictures from people like, wait, is this you? Which, if you know me, I think it looks like me, right? So here's what I want to share with you, or what I want to ask you. What brought you here? It's uncomfortable sharing some of the successes I've had, but I do that because there's so many people that really haven't gotten results that are running these kind of trainings. And I want to let you know, I've been in the trenches. I've been dead broke, but I've also had massive success, and I feel like I've kind of hacked the system, and I want to give back and share. So what brought you here? I'd love to hear in the chat. Some of you said that you wanted to scale your business. Some of you guys said you wanted to go online. Some of you guys have brick and mortar businesses. You want to learn how to take your skills and make money online with your skills. Some of you are speakers, authors, coaches, and you want to learn how to get more clients. But I'd love to hear right now, why are you here? Why are you looking to really invest in yourself and better yourself right now in this crazy economy? We're on a little bit of delay, so I have to wait a little bit. I'd love to hear why you're here. Clarity. Turn my annual income into my monthly income. I love it. Build the online business. I love it, Rudy. Awesome. You guys keep sharing as well, okay? So here's the deal. I want to talk about why I failed. Now, this is a lot of hours and weeks of thinking back to the previous 15 years of my life, thinking about why did I succeed? How in the world did I go from a super small town with no connections to speaking all over the world, getting paid 20 to 25,000 to speak? And I really had to think about it. And this is pretty simple. Here's why I failed. I tried to do everything myself. I didn't want to get help. I tried to just study a bunch of random stuff online. I tried to do the website. I tried to do the copy. I tried to do everything myself. And what happens when you try to do everything yourself is you start to resent the things you're actually good at. You start to resent the things you're actually good at. Second thing, I believed the gurus. Okay, I believed the gurus. And what I mean by that is when I was working 50 hours a week, I would go to my circle and I would look up things online. I would reach out to people and I'd say, what am I doing wrong? And they would say, you just got to work harder. They would say, hustle, grind, work more. So I'd go from 45 hours to 50 hours to 60 hours. I eventually got up to 80 hours a week and my results weren't changing. And I was watching people in my previous company working less than me and getting results. So at that point, I knew it wasn't just about hard work. So I realized, why are they just telling me to work more hours? When a lot of people I know that I'm studying are only working 30, 40, 50 hours a week and they're getting triple my results. So it's not about working harder or smarter. It's about working right. So I believe the gurus. The second thing they said is, it's all about experience. It's all about experience. But then when I started seeing people younger than me with less experience, I started seeing people get bonus checks in my company for 40, 50K. I started seeing people in my area that were 25, 26, that only been in entrepreneurship 3 years buy their dream home. And then I was seeing people in my family, outside of my family, close to my family, that were 40, 50, 60, and they were struggling. So I'm 21, 22 years old, and I'm just confused because everyone says it's all about experience. But then I'm seeing people young making a lot of money, and then some people that are older broke. So I said it can't just be about experience. So I'm starting to realize it's not about experience or age anymore. It's now becoming about something I'll share in a second, right? I also started listening to people that didn't have the success I wanted, and it caused me to veer off track. I took way too many opinions, right? So I took too many opinions. I tried to do everything myself, and I believed the gurus. Now, why I succeeded, I built $1 million network of like-minded people. Why I succeeded, I found a proven roadmap. So this is the two main reasons I succeeded, right? I used to always think my whole life it was about hard work. My dad did construction. A lot of people in the small town I grew up with were just hard labor. Nothing wrong with that. But I grew up my whole life thinking if I worked more hours, I'd make more money. I remember meeting my first millionaire. They were super calm. They seemed very relaxed, under composure. And a lot of people that I met before that were making 6 figures were like chickens with their heads cut off. They were making 5 and 6 figures and they were all over the place working 80 hours a week. Then I met a millionaire and he was calm, cool, and collected. So I said, it can't be all about hard work. It has to be about working right. And that was a big breakthrough for me. So here's what I've learned along the way. Okay, the 6 essential elements to growing and scaling your business. I'm excited to share this with you. I've been working on this training a while, and I'm also excited to share something unique and special at the end of this training that I think you're going to want to pay attention to as well, because of what's going on right now. We've kind of created something special. So these are the 6 things. We have to shift from complexity to simplicity and get rid of all the noise in your head. There's too much noise out there, especially right now with what's going on. 2 is you have to then create an unstoppable mindset. Mindset comes first, results come second. Then you got to build your $1 million network with 3 different parts I'm going to share. Then you optimize the positioning of your business so customers come to you versus you chasing people. You then focus on the right activities. And then the most important thing I'm not sharing till the end. 6 is what ties everything together and what most people can't figure out, and I have the solution for you. Number 6 is a game changer. But these are the 6 things, and I want to share all of these with you, okay? So number 1, shift from complexity to simplicity. Okay, I remember having so much confusion with what I wanted to do while I was in college. There were so many things in my head. And then when I finally wanted to start a business, I was still confused on what to do next. And I feel like I've been, my first 5 or 6 years of entrepreneurship, I just was confused. And complexity is the enemy of execution. And when you're overwhelmed, you seek distraction subconsciously. So the first thing we have to do is get rid of all the noise in our head and figure out what really matters. So I created a 1-page plan, and this thing has changed the game for me. So let's simplify, okay? First thing is, you're going to write this all on 1 page. Okay, 1 page. What's your ideal outcome? Most people start with their experience and their insecurities. So when I say what's your ideal outcome, most people are thinking, what company should I join? What, based on my experience, based on my past, what can I do? No. That's the wrong question. It's now or never. It's 2020. Things have changed. You can create your ideal lifestyle if you have a roadmap, which I'll give you. So what this means is, what's ideal for you in the next 6 months? What would be ideal in the next 6 months? I mean, like to the T. How much money will you be making? How big is your team? What's your industry you want to get in? What's most important to you? Now, most people base their ideal outcome off of their past, off of what they think they can do, and off of their insecurities. You need to start today basing this off what's possible and off your potential. If there is no limitations, what is your ideal outcome? Then, what's most important to you? You got to make sure that matches your ideal outcome. If your ideal outcome is to start a speaking business and speak all over the world, but what's most important to you is family, that's incongruent because you're never going to see your family if you're speaking all over the world. Now, if money's most important to you, there's a lot of ways that you can make money online, and you don't have to leave home. But there's also ways that you can do it if you have to leave home. But you also have to prepare if there's another outbreak coming and you have to stay home. Okay, you can run Zoom meetings. You can do all kinds of things. So what's most important to you? Is it family? Is it flexibility? Is it freedom? Is it adventure? Is it peace of mind? You have to figure that out. And it changes, right? When you're broke, your priority should be making money. So that should be your priority to protect your family. If you already have, like for me, I've been fortunate. My focus is family and peace of mind. So if something comes across my desk, I say, is this going to contribute to my freedom or contaminate my freedom? Now, I don't say no to money opportunities, but that's not a priority. There's a million other things I could be doing right now than running this training, but one of my biggest focuses is impact and giving back, right? Number 3, now what's your big 5? Now you have your outcome. Now you know what's most important. What are 5 steps you can take? 5 steps in the next 30 days that you can take to help you get closer to your ideal outcome. Now, you might not always know these right away, but now you at least have an ideal outcome that's simplified. Everything else that doesn't align with your ideal outcome, you say no to it. A lot of people have a to-do list. You need to have a stop doing list, right? Here's a big one. Now you got to come up with your most compelling reasons. So you don't need to do this now, but think about the 10 or 20 reasons of why you want to do what you do. We have a young person in our academy that got onto the academy, didn't really have a lot of clarity. Of course, we helped him with it. And one of his biggest reasons were that his family, his mom and dad, were struggling. And he was the only one that was able to provide for them because one of them was sick and a lot of things were going on. So he said, I have to succeed. Just tell me what to do. So once we gave him an action plan, he never had a motivation problem. If you have reasons strong enough, you'll never have a motivation problem. So he had such strong reasons, he was able to bring himself through the challenges and make it happen for his family, right? So the stronger the reasons, the stronger the motivation. So One of my reasons was I remember when I was 18 or 19 years old, my parents had a wedding anniversary. And I believe it was their 25th wedding anniversary. And someone invited, I'm not going to give names or details, but someone very close was invited that was expected to be there, and they've been friends for a long time. And because of the circumstance, she couldn't make it. And we found out it was because she didn't have the money and she couldn't get time off. Now, I'm super confused because she had 8 months, 9 months to prepare. And I'm like, I'm in freshman year of college, and I'm like, how can someone not get time off work or not have the money saved when they're 40 or 50 years old? Now, she's a great person. I'm not downplaying the person. I'm just sharing one of my reasons that was always in my head growing up, coming up in entrepreneurship. I never want to be 40 or 50 or 60 without freedom and an ability to go to my friends' places, my friends' weddings, or go to something that means a lot to someone else. So that was one of my reasons. Right now, one of my most compelling reasons is my son. He's now 8.5 months, right? So that's one of my strongest reasons that I'll never let up. So the stronger the reasons, the stronger the results. So come up with 20 reasons, and 5 of those will be compelling. If you're not waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning right now, every morning, fired up and excited, you don't have strong enough reasons. Why do you want to become a successful entrepreneur? Why do you want to grow and scale your business? You have to stack up so much ammunition that it gets you fired up. And then once I give you a roadmap, you're off and running. Okay? Lastly, what's the number one skill you need to master that's most relevant to your ideal outcome? I don't know what that is. Okay? But you have to figure that out. And remember, clarity comes from taking action, not just thinking. So you have to realize that when you start taking action, sometimes you're not going to know what's next. But if you have to know everything before you take action, it's going to be challenging in this new economy and challenging in entrepreneurship. So that's number one. You got to get clarity. And through clarity comes confidence, and it comes a great mindset. So developing an unstoppable mindset. Okay, developing an unstoppable mindset. First thing is commitment. Okay, now there's people that are interested and there's people that are committed. Now, interested means you'll do it when you feel like it and you'll do it when it's convenient. Committed means by any means necessary. It doesn't matter how you feel, there's no other option for you. Successful entrepreneurs have always had a make or break it moment where their back was against the wall and they had to commit because there's no other options. So number one, when you commit fully, because if you have doubt, if you have 1% doubt, usually you'll take the doubt, right? When I left college and I told everyone I knew that I wasn't going to get a normal job and I was going to make it as an entrepreneur, I was going to make it as my own boss, I was telling myself I'm committed because I had to pay the bills. What I love about entrepreneurship is it forces you to level up and it forces you to grow as a person or you don't eat, right? Second thing is compelling reasons, right? We already went through this, but the stronger reasons you have, the sharper your mindset. Third thing is confidence. Now, I'm going to share something about confidence in a second, but the biggest thing for the mindset to be sharpened is choosing growth in the moment, right? Sharpening your mindset is like watching grass grow. You can't read a book and your mindset sharpens. You have to continue to choose growth in the moment. You have to continue to make the tougher decisions in your life and business. You have to continue to read books versus watch Netflix. You have to continue to get up early and not hit the snooze button. You have to continue to work out versus eat that cheeseburger, right? So choosing growth in the moment. And every decision you make makes you. And I used to think that the small decisions didn't matter. That's all that matters, right? So your most important account is not your bank account because everything in this account affects the bank account. The most important account a human being has is your confidence account. And everyone inside them has what's called a confidence account. And based on your decisions daily, you're either helping or hurting that account. There's no in between. And here's what I learned the hard way. With every decision you make, you're either helping or hurting your confidence account. Now, much respect to you for being on this training. Imagine the people that signed up for this training and made an excuse last minute. Oh, there's a TV show on. Oh, my friends asked me to go to the park. Oh, I'm going to go to the bar and drink a beer. Oh, the bars are open. They made an easy decision in the moment that was comfortable, and now they're missing life-changing information and life-changing opportunities. So they may in the moment feel better, but the confidence account goes down when you make easy decisions. The tougher decisions you make, the easier life gets. So make sure you're improving. Be conscious of your confidence account. And one of my favorite, biggest confidence boosters is your circle of influence. So your circle of influence is one of the biggest confidence boosters that you could ever have. So that's why we're going to talk about building your $1 million network. Okay, so 1, get some clarity. 2, develop an unstoppable mindset by taking on more, by investing in yourself. Investment creates commitment. Reasons create confidence. And choosing growth in the moment creates confidence. But when you're around confident people, it's a whole different ballgame, right? So 3 elements of a $1 million network: support, peers, guidance. Okay, now your circle of influence is probably the most important aspect of your life and business. There was a study with 1,000 sales personnel companies, and they're top 5% of salespeople in huge companies. And they boiled it down to the top 2 things that made them successful and made them in the top 5% of income earners. And it wasn't where they were from. It wasn't who they knew at the beginning. It was their relationship skills and their social capital they've developed. So it's very clear that the top 1% of income earners have the highest social capital. And your circle of influence really will make or break you. So I realized quickly when I was dead broke, everybody around me was also broke. And they were telling me, oh, it's okay to be broke. Don't worry about it. But I remember the feeling and having the weight on my shoulders, not being able to go to the Wendy's drive-thru. I remember coming home. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment in Tacoma, Washington, in Hilltop, which is a pretty rough area. And I don't even have a box spring. I just have a mattress. And I remember sitting on the mattress coming home like, what am I going to do? And I couldn't call anybody because everyone I called was like, oh, it's okay. You're 21. You're 22. You can be broke. It's fine. We're all broke. And the reality was it didn't feel good. Right? I had no choices. I was frustrated. So when I started elevating my circle of influence, I remember the quote that changed my life. It said, if you want to be a millionaire, talk to billionaires. You'll get there quicker. Now, it doesn't mean literally talk to billionaires, but it means get around people at a higher level, right? So support, family and friends. Let's kind of go through each of these, right? So family and friends is people that you're around all the time, day to day, and those that you're around a lot, right? People should be building you up. You should have a team of people that understand your mission and understand your vision. They should know that you're on a mission with whatever you're doing, and they should support you. If not, you got to lower the time you spend with them. Okay, peers are people that you have in your business network, those you work with, those you like hustle with. Can you bounce ideas off them? The closest 5 people you work with should have the lifestyle that you strive for, or else subconsciously it affects you. That's why if someone reaches out to me with my first book, 6 Months to 6 Figures, it's really how to transition from employed to entrepreneur in 6 months and make 6 figures. The number one question I should get is, I want to quit my job. I don't know how. Well, the first step is to set a date, and you have to get a new and shift your circle of influence. Because if you're around a bunch of people who are scared to be entrepreneurs and are comfortable and like to have paycheck to paycheck, it's going to be nearly impossible to increase your certainty in becoming an entrepreneur. Now, if you start developing people who have quit their 9-to-5s, who have become entrepreneurs and replaced their income and have some freedom and love it, it's going to force you to make some changes and want to quit that job quicker. If you see them loving life and not dealing with problems that you used to deal with that you're still dealing with, right, then you're going to want to shift quicker. So that's why network and partners are so important. And then, of course, guidance. You always have to have a coach or mentor. This is who you learn from. People that can be cutting your learning curve in half, and people that are on the right path, people that are challenging you, raising your standards, elevating your thinking, and giving you a proven roadmap. I call this the power of anticipation. so they can anticipate and help you figure out what's next and where to dodge the pitfalls that they went through, right? Now, I did an activity that I want to share with you when I was going through this transition, and it's called the Make It or Break It list. And when I did this, I felt such relief because I felt bad if I didn't hang out with some friends from high school. I felt bad if I didn't connect with all the people I used to know. I was that person that wanted to just be friends with everybody and keep relationships with everybody and realize that a lot of them aren't growing. They're holding me back. So I made a list of my maintenance friends, people that maybe didn't have the same vision as me. And I made a list of growth friends, people that are challenging themselves, pushing for more. They wanted a great lifestyle. They wanted to travel. They wanted to fly first class. They wanted to impact people. And all I did was I lowered the time I spent with my maintenance friends and I increased the time I spent with my growth friends. Just doing that, I felt a weight off my shoulders and it made a massive difference in my life. Think about it. If you hang out with 5 millionaires, you're eventually going to be the 6th. It's a no-brainer, right? If you hang out with 5 intelligent people, you'll eventually, the intelligence of them is going to rub off on you. If you hang out with 5 funny people, you'll eventually be funnier. If you hang out with 5 broke people, it's going to affect you. If you hang out with 5 idiots, what do you think is going to happen? Who do alcoholics hang out with? Other alcoholics. What's the first thing they tell an alcoholic when he goes to AA? Hey, you can't hang out with other alcoholics. Just first thing. Not that I've been there, but I've heard. Okay? So the reality is, if you add up the income of the 5 people you spend the most time with, network partner, friends, family, and you divide it by 5, usually your income is very close to that. That's the craziest discovery I've ever discovered, is the rule of 5. So make sure that you elevate your circle of influence. Now, 3 life-changing decisions. These aren't easy. They're simple, but they're not easy. One is who to cut out of your life, right? And some people just are toxic. They play victim. They have a problem for every solution, okay? Life is way too short to hang out with people that don't make you feel exceptional, don't challenge you, don't shift your emotional frequency, and are toxic, right? This was tough, but there's a couple people that I've had in my life that right when I lowered the time I spent with them, the peace of mind skyrocketed. My freedom, my happiness skyrocketed. You probably know right now who you should lower the time you spend with. It sounds simple, but this can totally transform your life. If you talk to any successful people, the happiest people I know keep a very tight circle. Second thing, when to go all in. When is it time to go all in? And I'll tell you right now, in all my years on this earth, right now with all the opportunity and with the economy shifting and with all this money being made and all these companies losing business and businesses going out of business that are going to look for people's guidance, there's never been a better time in human history to start becoming more valuable and to start building an online business that can help people and can actually give value to the marketplace. And then, of course, what to invest in, right? What to invest in. And I think, as you'd agree, the best thing you could possibly invest in right now is yourself and into something that's online, right? There's going to be millions and millions of people in the next 6 months that try to start online businesses. So this is your chance to get a jump on them and at least bring some of your business online or figure out what your next moves are. And of course, I want to help. Now, the importance of your network is huge, but what you have to realize is as your vision grows, your circle gets smaller. And the most important decision you'll ever make is who you surround yourself with. Now, let me share an example of where this comes from. For me, I finally had my first millionaire mentor. When I made 6 figures, I finally had some money saved, and I hired a millionaire mentor. And I told him I had 120 grand saved, and I said, dude, I'm taking some time off. Like, I feel like I'm crushing it. Because I had, in my eyes, I never had that much money. I never knew anyone that had that much money saved. So I thought I was on top of the world. And he said, Peter, that's not much. That's not going to last you long. I made $1 million when I was 21. If you think that's a lot of money, you're not the person I thought you were. I thought you were hungry. I thought you had a mission, and you're going to quit when you only have that much money. And he called me out, and it was uncomfortable, and it didn't feel good. But I realized that A, it wasn't just about the money. B, that's not that much money when you think about it. And I don't think I'd be where I am today with the high standards I have if he didn't call me out. That's the power. That's the power of having a mentor, right? And also you have to realize that everyone with $1 million network starts at zero. I'm not talking about the 2% of celebrities that maybe their dad's a celebrity or they grew up with a bunch of millionaires. I'm talking about us. Most of us, 98% of us started with zero, right? Now I've been able to hang with Gary Vaynerchuk and Ty Lopez and Randall Pitch and Lewis Howes and Ryan Blair and Gerard Adams. This is me and Grant Cardone at his beach house. He called me to do some interviews with him. This is Eric Thomas. I spoke with him on stage in New York. This is Tom Bilyeu. This is Kenny Smith. Tony Horton, the P90X creator. I interviewed him at his house. It's funny, me and Kayla took a private flight from Tahoe to LA, and Kenny Smith, who's an NBA player, he's the analyst on TNT, was on our flight. So it was like 8 of us on our flight, and we were talking to his son Malloy like the whole trip back. It was kind of cool. But just that lifestyle just helps you level up and see what else is out there. This is me and my friend Ryan Garcia, who's one of the top boxers in the world. I've hung out with him, interviewed him. This is Romeo Miller. So these are people that I get to connect with and call my friends and text and hang out with because I was able to elevate my game and build my network. Jordan, my first real mentor, my first millionaire mentor says a smart person learns from their mistakes, as all successful people do. But those wanting world-class results learn from other people's mistakes so they can shorten their learning curve and not waste as much time making the same ones. So the power of a mentor is endless, right? Education and guidance. They call you out like Jordan did to me when necessary. They have you think a lot bigger and helps you with strategic big decisions. Okay, so time's gonna pass anyways. And when you have a mentor, you make sure that you're building something that if you look back in 2 years, you're like, I can't believe how far I've come. You should be embarrassed at who you were a year ago, right? Now, here's the biggest breakthrough in terms of a mentor and in terms of a network that I realized. You don't need to figure it out when you create the right network. Almost every breakthrough I've ever had, almost every successful feat I've had was because of my network, right? So that's why this is so important. Every feat I've had, think about it, was because of my network, and my network actually gave me the blueprint. So when I was in direct sales and I was failing, it's until I found a great network of people that gave me a roadmap. I wanted to write a book. I didn't know how. I joined a mastermind and a network, and they gave me the exact roadmap. They helped me figure out my name, and they gave me the blueprint. I wanted to invest in real estate. I had no clue how. My mom sells real estate, okay, so that helped. But I wanted to create 6 figures in passive income, which obviously she hasn't done. I had no idea how to do it, but from my network, somebody introduced me to a company that helped me create passive income. That company charges $32,000 a year to join their program. I was able to join free because of a connection. When I wanted to create a course around my book, 6 Months to 6 Figures, I didn't know how, but I used my network and I followed their roadmap. So this was a breath of fresh air. So right now, if you're like, I don't know what to do next, you don't have to know. Your network will help you, okay? So once you figure out the network, next is you got to optimize your positioning. This is 50% of the battle, right? Now think of positioning as this. Positioning is like, another way to say this is there's a business that maybe is, it's waiting for people to come to them. Maybe it's a new business, no one knows them, and they're just sitting there waiting for customers. It's like a Tuesday afternoon. Imagine like a business, you walk in and no one's in there. That's most businesses. Now, if a business has mastered positioning, it's like Apple when they have an iPhone launch, or like Air Jordan when the new Air Jordans come out, or there's like a huge line. Okay? That's optimizing your positioning where people are chasing to come to you versus you chasing people, right? So why is positioning one of the most important things you can do? Well, you get more leads, better targeted leads. You can be more selective. You can charge more respect, more referrals, more media partners, and more opportunities. Now, for me, when I was newer, I was trying to reach out to everybody to get booked to speak, to get on podcasts. It was just crickets. Once I focused on positioning, people are coming to me now. My last 10 plus speeches, I haven't asked anyone to speak. They reach out to me because we're positioned, right? So when we read all your emails and when we saw your emails come in, all of the emails were simplified. The top 2 goals that almost everybody had: earn more money in less time. Kind of funny and it's kind of simple, but that's just the facts of looking at all your surveys and emails. And when we asked you what your goals were, they always boiled down that you wanted more money in less time so you could have freedom for the people you care about, right? In short, make more money with less effort, all from one practice. That is positioning, right? So first thing is understanding and knowing your audience. Who do you want to work with? Who's your ideal audience, right? Who would pay for your services? Think about your ideal audience, people you love and enjoy working with, your dream team, your dream audience. Second, now you make the messaging and branding to cater towards your ideal audience. Okay, now the messaging and branding should not be the same as it was 6 months ago. Now the messaging and branding is different because people are losing their businesses. I know some of the most loyal people, hardworking people that have lost everything. So the messaging, if you want to help them get back on track, if you think your product or service will help them, you have to interrupt their thought pattern and change the messaging, right? So the branding is how you're viewed on and offline, how you're viewed in the marketplace. And then you have to be about something, okay? You have to be about something. When I say be about something, you have to think about Harley Davidson. They're born to ride, right? The Air Jordans made you fly high. When Subway went from just a fast food joint to a weight loss, healthy food place, their sales skyrocketed because they were about something. Okay, people are starving to be a part of a movement. So you got to create something that has a purpose, right? So you have to make sure that you figure out what you want. Now, here's the kicker here. I'm going to simplify for you and let you know the whole purpose of business. I went to a $10,000 Tony Robbins business mastery event in 2011 or 12, and it was in January. And pretty much the whole event was simplified into letting us know, and if you get anything from this training, this I think will be valuable. The whole purpose of business is to create raving fans. If you have raving fans, then you have a great business. Fans that tell people about your business. So you have to create something people want, and then you have to give it away for free if you have to show that you're good. When you get your target audience, give away some of your services for free in exchange for a testimonial. When you give it away for free in exchange for a testimonial, you can now leverage that testimonial and get more customers and clientele. Okay, so if you want to simplify positioning in business for you, if I was starting with nothing, I would figure out what my message was going to be about. I would start sharing that online and start gathering an audience. And then you just ask your audience, what's their pain points? What's bugs you? What do you lay in bed at night thinking about? What do you need? And then you can create something they need and you can deliver on that, right? It sounds so simple, but people love to complicate things. That's all we've been doing. We build an audience, we ask them what they want, and we deliver, and then we share and position the testimonials. And once we have fans, companies will come flocking to you, Forbes, Entrepreneur, any magazine, because you have fans. But you got to be polarizing and you got to get your message out there, okay? So game changers truth. When you position yourself correctly, you won't need to process, but you got to get really good at what you do. Okay, and how you do that is you got to start working on the right activities. Okay, the key to productivity is working on the right activities and finding people who complement your weaknesses. So this is some of the profit-producing activities that you want to focus on. Of course, positioning, like mastering your product and service, or figuring out where you're going to fit into the marketplace. What's needed right now, right? Networking, of course, this is a huge profit because when you have the right network, they can give you a proven roadmap. Of course, marketing, which is getting your product and service out there and in a way that is education based. And of course, sales. Now, if you're not good at sales, you can hire good salespeople. Right now, salespeople and A players you can pick up for pennies because they just lost their job. Right? I was just talking to Hugo, who I've worked with for 10 years now, and he's actually on this training. He works with me now and does a lot of our marketing and things like that. They're hiring 2 new people. So they're making more money than they ever have, and he's hiring people right now. So whatever you focus on multiplies. If you're talking to people that are struggling, that make no money, in your head you're like, oh my gosh, I have a scarcity mindset. There's no money to be made. But then if you talk to these 19, 20, 21-year-olds that are making 6 figures a month, you're like, wow, there's a lot of money. So you got to pick and choose who you connect with. The domino effect. Instead of thinking about all the things you can do, try to figure out 1 or 2 things, the big domino that will knock over everything else and make everything else easier. For me, it's been networking, and for me, it's been positioning. When I joined a mastermind and when I got around higher level people, I never had to solve a problem myself ever again because my network or my team solves it. So this is called the domino effect, right? Now, if you don't know the answer, ask your network and those playing the game at a higher level. Is this making sense, guys? Are you getting some value? I'd love to hear from you guys. I want to share the importance of your network in relation to growing and scaling. Remember, my number 1 failure was I tried to do everything myself. My number 2 failure was not betting on myself or not investing in myself, right? I was always playing the victim, but once I took responsibility, and it wasn't about the economy. It's not about what the economy does. It's about your economy, right? And the cost for me, it took me a lot more time. I was a lot more stressed out, and I had worse results because I was doing everything myself. Now, if you only make more money when you work more hours, it's hard to create real freedom. Now, freedom is not trading 5 days for 2. Freedom is not going on vacation and then stressing out that you have to go back to work. That's not freedom. Freedom is being able to wake up whenever you want to wake up. Imagine waking up at 9 or 10 and relaxing and getting your coffee, sitting out on your deck and knowing that your business is taken care of or you have financial freedom and there's no stress and worry. That's freedom, right? Now, here's the truth a lot of people won't tell you, okay? No matter how good the systems, the mechanics, the how-to information is, if you don't have this one final piece, nothing will happen for you. This is something that we don't have naturally. And what's the big difference between the 95% and the 5%? It's not intelligence. It's not motivation or having a big vision. Having a big vision is easy, right? Everyone has a big vision. The most important element for creating the life and the income that you really dream of is number 6, effective execution. Execution is what takes everything I've shared with you today and makes success possible. By the way, any questions that come up, save them for me. We're going to do a great deep dive Q&A session at the end of this pretty soon, so save your questions. It's the only thing that produces results. The most important element for creating the life and income you dream of. Unfortunately, it's the hardest thing to do consistently. So how do you become the 1% and finally master execution? There's 4 simple elements to effective execution. Simplify, we talked about that. Once you focus, if you try to catch 2 rabbits, you catch none. So simplify. What's most important? I would say your network, right? Simplify. 2, prioritize. What is the next thing that you have to get done that is going to knock on the dominoes for all the other things? Right? What's the next thing? And then sell yourself on that and don't stop until it's finished. 3, sell yourself, like I just said. Don't take on too much. Sell yourself on a couple things and make sure when you sell yourself and you know for a fact there's no other alternative, it's easier to complete it. And then 4, support. You have to have support. You have to make it verbal what you want to do. If you tell someone, it's easy to let yourself down. It's hard to let a lot of other people down, right? Support is something that's very, very crucial. So why is this so critical? Without the proper support system in place, you'll find excuses not to take action. You'll get distracted and you'll get pulled off path, and you'll be stopped when challenges arise and won't have the mental fortitude to push through. And worst of all, you'll start focusing on the wrong actions. You'll consistently fool yourself into thinking you're progressing forward, but you're really just busy being busy. And trust me, I've been there, and it's no fun. And right now, in this unique moment in history, you can't afford to be busy just being busy. You have to make sure you're progressing. And a year from now, you'll be in the same place you are today. So the formula for massive success is proven systems and strategies plus the right support. So the 6X strategy is this: shift from complexity to simplicity. Create a bulletproof mindset with your confidence count and with your strong reasons. Create your network that can give you the answers. Okay, optimize your positioning, focus on the right activities, and then execute consistently. Execute the right activities consistently. Now, the reason why I share this is because all these together create what I call a dynamic lifestyle, where that's the goal, is to live a life on your terms. She was my girlfriend at this time. Obviously, she's now my wife. We travel all over the world while I was building my business. And I was the person that thought this was impossible, and I thought it was like a myth, right? Until I did it. I'm telling you, it's possible if you get around the right people. This is us traveling, and what's a whole different level of motivation for me is to invite my mom along to travel. She's seen me speak in Greece. She went to Cabo San Lucas with us. She's went to Mykonos and all kinds of places. And now we have a son, and that's a whole different level of motivation. This was Kayla when she was pregnant, and here's Santana a couple months ago at Disneyland, and then here's him now. It gets me fired up. I'm getting excited right now. But this is why I do what I do. You have to really have the motivation. And then when you have the motivation with the network, anything is possible if you really start valuing your dreams and goals over your excuses and fear. And real freedom is priceless. I know people who make $100K a year that are more successful and financially free than people that make $50 million a year. And unfortunately, I also know people who were making $1 million a year, lost it all, and were forced to build an online business because they refused to adapt to the current times. Let me give you a real world example real quick. So this is Josh Ryan, 18 years old now, was a high school student. He's now out of high school. He's not in college, but I believe he's 19 now. From New Zealand. He had no network. He had lack of direction. He was making $1,700 a month just from pure ambition. He changed his circle of influence. He learned from mentors. He improved his positioning. He created certainty and confidence, and he focused on the right activities. He went in 90 days from 1,700 to 10,350 just by executing these things that we share. Okay, so they really do work. And time is never the problem. It's lack of focus, no roadmap, and an incongruent circle of influence. So let's recap, okay? Lesson 1, shift from complexity to simplicity, and don't believe the gurus. It's not just about hard work. You don't have to have experience. And just don't take too many opinions. Stop trying to do everything yourself. Second, you're only one network away from your next breakthrough. And 3, it doesn't matter what your age is. You already know that. 3, it's not about working harder or smarter. It's about working right. I'm sure you know people that work extremely hard that are still struggling. And I'm sure you know people that take a lot of vacations. They love what they do. They're not always working. They take off on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and they're crushing it. Because it's not about the hours you work. It's the work you put in the hours. A few strategic activities will go a long way. And bonus lesson, you don't always need to believe. Just get around people who do believe in you until your belief catches up. So don't let lack of belief affect you from taking action, right? Or hinder you from taking action. And the only way to really create a life and a business on your terms is by building your network. So you heard me talk about the right support network, the right mastermind network a lot. A mastermind network is the thing that really changed my life back in 2008. A group of like-minded people there to guide you and support you. So why are all the top achievers in the world in masterminds? Why do elite entrepreneurs and influencers pay 25 to 100K, even 1 million per year? I don't know if I'd pay a million a year, but some people do. Why would they do that? Because the right network is a force multiplier that keeps you on track. And I'm telling you, most people underestimate, and they don't know this. They don't know how important network is. Moving forward towards your goals as efficiently and effectively as possible. Now you're here watching this training with me, right? You're watching the training with me. Hopefully you got some good stuff. You've shown you're committed and serious about success. You've seen the 6 elements you need to break through to entirely new heights. And you've seen that when you combine execution with a proven roadmap, you can finally do things that you've dreamed of. Travel and be with family more. Grow and scale your business the right way. Make more money than ever. Have complete autonomy and freedom. Replace stress with peace of mind. And there's more opportunity than ever before in today's society, yet we see more people than ever struggling, hating their work, and stressing about money, working too hard for little results. Working too hard for little results. And at this point, we've spent maybe an hour together. How many of you so far have got at least 1 or 2 things that you're going to implement immediately and see results with? Go ahead and share with me in the chat. How many of you guys feel like you've gotten at least 1 or 2 things you can implement or get results with and teach your team? I'm fired up. How many of you guys wish we could go longer? Well, you're watching this training right now. You now understand the importance of a good network and executing the right actions. Would you agree that it could dramatically increase your chances, not just getting the 6 figures, but past the 7 mark? Not just income and influence, but in a consistent and predictable way. If you're here with me right now, I'm guessing that you want another level of life. I'm guessing that you have this nagging pull inside you, and you're here for a reason. Whether it's to take care of the people around you, to capitalize on opportunities when they come, maybe it's to create certainty for your future. I'd be willing to bet that some of you are the rock for the people around you, where the more you learn, the better it is for everybody because you are the person people count on. Right? Maybe that's the case. You're probably somebody who knows they need to go online and create another revenue stream, not attached to their time, but they don't know what actions to take. I made a promise to myself after the last recession when I almost lost everything that I was going to bulletproof my business and grow so big that I could give back and help others protect their future. So I've spent the last 8 or 9 years trying to figure out the best way to help people navigate through these times. Not just navigate, but how to come out stronger and more prepared than anybody else. So when opportunities rise, they're able to capitalize. And when 50% of businesses shut down and customers are looking for where to put their faith, you're there to actually guide them and help them and take over some of the market share. So within the last couple months, there's a lot of people that have been asking about our exclusive Game Changers Academy. And this is an invite-only community that is for people that only apply. And I want to share with you this exact system. So the reason we created this was because of the last recession and seeing so many people take the wrong actions or invest in things that didn't actually give them a roadmap. So that's exactly why we created the Game Changers Academy. Do you guys mind if I spend a couple minutes sharing something custom I made for you guys? This is the #1 networking and mastermind community for those wanting to grow and build quickly, the right way. This is the all-in-one resource for the entrepreneur, sales professionals, and leaders that want to grow and scale their business online, not just to make money, but they want to create real freedom. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to grow fast or slow? Now, a lot of people say they want to grow fast, but their actions are showing they want to grow slow. I don't even know what that car is on the right, but that's how most people are trying to grow their business, slow. I want to help you grow quick, like a Tesla, right? And if I can do it for you, I'd love to help. But if I can do it, so can you. I'm from a small town in Oregon. The bonus of having a circle of influence is realizing that it can cut your learning curve in half. And I don't know why you're here today. Maybe you're sick of treading water in your business. Maybe you're nervous about where the economy is going and you want to solidify a game plan. Maybe you're making money, but you're sick of trading time for money and you can't stand working for somebody else. or maybe you don't feel like your intelligence or ambition matches your bank account. Either way, I want to help you claim your freedom back, and I want to help you implement all these actions consistently, right? So you can grow and scale your business, create your $1 million network, and create consistent and predictable income. But most importantly, why do you want these things? So you can create more freedom for you and your family, create real financial freedom, and live a life on your terms, your own way. So after personally working with over 10,000 entrepreneurs, investing over 200,000 on personal development myself, and spending thousands of hours researching, we've created the complete system you need. The Game Changers community is the absolute fastest way to go from point A to point B while eliminating stress and overwhelm. So where you are right now to complete freedom and autonomy, the system works for different business models. Now, if you're in the wrong business, in the wrong vehicle, we will help you figure out the right vehicle as well. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the complete Game Changer system. You're going to get deep dive trainings, okay, to you every single month. You're going to have a private mastermind community. You're going to have live millionaire guest speakers and live Q&A, accountability groups, and a coach, and a mastermind network of hundreds of proven and successful game changers who can solve your business problems with one conversation or one connection, okay? We also do events. This is one of the inner circle events we did last year in LA. And these are game changers from all walks of life. So many different stories, but they have one thing in common. They want to build a life and a business on their terms. So you get access not just to mentorship from me, from top influencers around the world. So these people will come on live calls to mentor you and ask, and you can answer them questions, okay? And these are people from some of the most successful people on the planet. And this is time tested and proven by thousands of people from all walks of life. And we've been featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur Magazine, Success, all kinds of different publications. We've been promoted by Gary Vaynerchuk and Tim Ferriss and a lot of different names. Now, why do we have 600 plus testimonials? And what makes the Academy different? Well, here's why. There's consistent engagement and accountability. We have a live Q&A every month. We have a mastermind call every month, and we have a live millionaire guest speaker. So it almost forces you to level up every month because you have accountability and consistent engagement and encouragement. Okay. Also, we are very selective and we keep it exclusive. It's invite only, right? Invite only. It should say only. Everything is focused on mastery versus overload. So there's no wasted information. We value your time at the highest levels. Everything is focused on the 20% of things that you need to give you the results. The training is actionable and updated to what's relevant now. So about a year ago, we redid every single thing in the Academy, all the modules, to make sure they're updated and relevant to what's working now. It's not outdated. Some people create masterminds and courses in 2009 and they're still using the same thing. This is what's relevant now. It's 100% based on experience and proven results, and daily contact through Facebook and through WhatsApp as well. So that's what makes a difference. So you get 12 mastery modules, okay, to help you become a master at what you do. You get mastermind calls. All the previous mastermind calls are stored in the Value Vault. You also get millionaire guest speakers. Now, let me share some of the success stories, and we'll kind of dive into the special thing I made for you guys. So this is Derek Rowe. He got $90K in commissions in 2.5 months. Closed a deal this morning, which will pay me $35K in commissions next month. The main reason I won the business is I taught the CEO how to take the 10 things. So pretty much he taught the CEO something that we told him to teach, right? Just closed 2 more deals that pay me another $55K in commissions next month. I've hit 95% of my yearly quota in 2.5 months after joining the Academy. Forget 6 figures in 6 months. I just did it in under 3 months. Time to set higher goals on 10X. What would it be worth to you if you created 90K in 2.5 months? Think about that. Even something smaller, Justin. This is from 2015, by the way. From 60K to 102K, all within a couple months. So $42,000 raise in a couple months. This is important. Within my first week of becoming platinum, I've made my first 40 online. Not much, but for me, it's bigger than money. So why this was a game changer was because this was her first money she made away from her 9 to 5. That she felt free and she felt like she could do this. So that $40 meant everything because it was her first money as an entrepreneur, which was amazing. Javier, can't believe the value in your academy. Feels like highway robbery. Price should be triple and I'm only on day 2. Okay. This is one of my favorite testimonials. This is Kirk, who's still on the academy. He joined in 2016. Just want to give you a quick shout. Started the academy, I believe, less than 2 months ago with a 5-month goal to raise my business residual from less than 150 to 200. Hit that mark today, over 50K a year raise in less than 2 months. Reworking last 90-day goals of 16 to finish at 250 residual. Next year we hit the 7-figure mark. He's now making 7 figures, and he just bought one of the biggest companies in his town, and now he's one of the top agencies in Texas right now, which is amazing. This is a video testimony that he made for us a couple months ago.
I introduced the Game Changers Academy. Needless to say, in 5 years, I'm making triple that a month. I don't like to talk numbers a lot, but it's important to know what's possible. Just with the stuff that Peter's been able to give me, the execution, the accountability, the motivation, really investing in myself and taking that step with Peter was game-changing for me. At the time when I did it, I didn't have a ton of money. I didn't ever think that spending that kind of money on myself would ever do what it's done. But literally, that investment has been the highest paying investment that I've ever made. Bought a new building, bought another business, merged it with ours. I've done so many things since then. And foundationally, that's all because of what Peter and the Game Changer Academy has done for me. So
you might ask, what's the investment? What would it be worth to double your business? Or what is freedom worth to you? Right? What really would it be worth if you actually were able to build a life and a business on your terms and then be able to turn around and give back to the people that need it the most? Well, let me break this down very simply, okay? And I just want to be transparent. A 1-day mastermind extensive with me is $15,000. And we dive into your business, right? That's $15K. And people come out thinking, I cannot believe that was only $15K, because if you see the numbers people are making. Now, keep in mind, if you've never paid $15K or you never made $100K, you have to shift your money perspective and shift from scarcity to abundance, right? One-on-one coaching with me is $4 to $8K. I don't do one-on-one coaching anymore, but that's what it used to cost. Consulting companies pay me $10K per month to consult their companies and their top people. Game Changers Workshop is $2,500 to $5K for a workshop for the day. Now, a 60-minute speech is $20 to $25K. Okay, and I do maybe one a month. A couple of those, sometimes I do 6 a year, sometimes 4 a year, sometimes 10. Obviously, that's halted right now because of everything going on. But here's the deal. I stopped doing most of those, and I put all my energy and focus into the Game Changers Academy. So you might ask, what's the investment? Well, here's the deal. You can try to figure it out on your own and spend thousands upon thousands, or hire a consultant for $10,000 plus. I get paid, like I said, $20 to $25K for an hour speech, and I've turned down $5,000 per month to teach this exact same content. So with the academy, the full system of the academy is usually $8K. That's what most people pay. And these testimonials you're seeing of people saying that they doubled their income, or they love what the academy taught, the person that called me and said they joined back in the day, a lot of them paid $8K and they were happy to. You also get, remember, live mastermind calls and millionaire guest speakers every month. What I added is my letter to achiever script. People kept asking me how I was getting a hold of people like Tim Ferriss or Tony Robbins or Elon Musk or David Goggins or Robert Kiyosaki or Grant Cardone or Gary Vaynerchuk or Eric Thomas. How are you getting a hold of these people? Well, after I was just reaching out consistently, and I was tweaking my script and tweaking my email and following up, and I realized a couple of years ago, this script that I tweaked a bunch of times, this is the one that works. This email, this IG message, this script can get a hold of anybody. And if you have this script, you literally have the key to networking with anybody in the world. And if you mix some timing with it, and if you kind of are consistent, you really can get a hold of anybody. I'm giving you this script. So not only are you going to get everything else, you're going to get my letter to achiever script on exactly how to reach out to successful people. How to build an online empire training. So a year and a half ago, I realized how many people were asking us to go online, how to create a course, how to build a business online. So instead of me continuing to teach them and me doing it myself, I was like, I have to create a online training. I was going to do like an hour training. I realized there was more to it. So I created a 3-part training that I gave to the academy that I sold separately, that I stopped selling, that I just threw into the academy. That was $9.97. You get that. The maximizing your strengths blueprints, all the questions I asked and everything. If someone pays me $4 to $8K a month, this is the first thing we go through if they're confused and they want to know what to do next. These are the questions they have to ask to figure out how to maximize their strengths, what their strengths are, and how to monetize that. Network of ambitious, successful people. Obviously, that's priceless. My connections working for you. Total value is $10,855. Even at that price, it's still a value. We're doing something very special for you. Let me share a testimonial from Hannah real quick, and then we'll dive into it.
It took me a long time to finally get to the point where I was ready to invest. But when I found out more about the Game Changers Academy through my friend Marissa, I just saw how amazing her results were from that. And I decided that I wanted in. So I started with the Game Changers Academy in May. And since then, I've crushed it this year. And my business has made over $100,000 more than we made last year. So if you're nervous about investing yourself, especially as a young female entrepreneur, what you have to understand is it's super intimidating being around all these men that are killing it. But the biggest thing that you can do to make sure that you're on that same level is to invest in yourself at the same level. Stop downplaying your skills and your mindset to try to match where everyone else is. Get to that next level on your own, and investing in yourself, it's going to pay you back 10 times more than that.
So that's Marissa, who's now crushing it as well. And I wanted to give you another example. So how much will this cost me? It's not the one-day mastermind price. It's not the 8K, which most members have paid. It's not the 5K, which is the referral discounted price. It's not $19.97, which is the lowest we've gone at this level. For the action takers and game changers, we are doing a recession-proof webinar only GCA special. We wanted to make the offer affordable for you. So you can enroll today for only $297. Okay? 4 investments of $297. Or you can save and pay in full. I'm going to put this link up. Okay? And we're also going to do a special deal for the first 10 that join. So I'm letting you know, but it's gamechangersmovement.com/yes. So go ahead and go to another browser. You can't click on this link. Go to another browser and go to gamechangersmovement.com/yes. You can also save $200 and make a one-time investment of $997. Okay, I'm super excited. So you get the full Game Changers Academy training system, live mastermind calls, a millionaire guest speakers every month, the $1 Million Networking Blueprint, how to build an online training or online empire, the Maximizing Your Strengths training, network of ambitious individuals, my network, my connections, my experience working for you. Okay, and me dedicated to helping you grow your business. And you don't have to pay the $4 to $8K a month, $297 or $997. Now, All Access Academy relaunch online special, $997. Super excited. We realized that the most common struggles we saw, gamechangersmovement.com/yes. The most common struggles we saw, inconsistent and unpredictable income, right? You have to find ways to create predictable and consistent income, and that comes with systems. We have a specific training just for that. Now, how the Academy will help in the exact modules, I'll go through in a second, but people don't have real guidance or a proven strategy. They lack confidence and clarity, and there's no real support system or real network. The Academy helps you maximize your income on your terms, follows a proven roadmap, step-by-step system, helps you gain clarity and an unstoppable confidence, and helps you create $1 million network. This is how you get $1 million network literally overnight, because you're into our academy with a bunch of other game changers and entrepreneurs. And this program just got better. You now get blueprints with every single training that you could print out and fill in. They're also transcribed so you can listen to them in audio as well. So we have the revamped Academy content and resources, customized deep dive trainings added, and it's easier to navigate than ever. PDFs, transcriptions. I am super excited, and I felt like this is my way of giving back But how much would it be worth to you? Think about this. In the next 5 years, if just for the next couple months or the next 6 months to a year, you spent with a great network, people that can give you guidance and a roadmap, my guidance, my network, my knowledge, helping you build a business, what would that be? Fast forward to 5 years. The 5 years are going to pass anyways. Can you just visualize what kind of life you would have if you took the right steps now? Most people don't think ahead. Most people don't think about the next year. They're just living day by day. You have to think about what your future self would thank you for. What would this be worth in your lifetime? Right? So why go through all the trouble of trying to figure it out on your own when you can just model exactly what I did to create millions of dollars in sales and profits while building a life and a business on your terms? I'm going to take you by the hand and show you exactly what I did. Nothing I've shared with you is theories or hopes or wishes. This is exactly what I've done to create a great lifestyle. I've now helped thousands of others around the world create this lifestyle. And it doesn't matter how much experience you have. I wouldn't say this 5 years ago because I thought it was about experience. Now I'll tell you firsthand. I know 18, 19, and 20-year-olds making 6 figures and 7 figures and broke 50-year-olds that have 30 years of experience, right? So it just matters if you're hungry and if you're coachable. So this is real people, real value, real results. Once again, gamechangersmovement.com/yes. My team can put the link in the comments. This is Jared. In 2016, my business did $236,000 in revenue. So far in 2017, we broke $250K in revenue. I have 8 months to go. Pretty awesome. So he's able to crush his revenue pretty quick to 3 times. This is Brody Kern. This is someone that also wanted some clarity on how to grow his coaching business.
What's going on, guys? My name is Brody Kern. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been in real estate, call centers, payment processing, and now I'm in the coaching space. But before I met Peter, this was a little over 12 months ago, and I was just exiting the call center space. It was bringing a ton of negativity in my life. I lacked real clarity about what direction I was going to head. And Peter and I got connected, started talking about the Game Changers Academy. And, prior to that time, I had not really ever invested into a real coaching program and a real mentor. And so I was a little bit, I was ready to go. I knew that I needed something, but I didn't have any clue how much exponential growth would actually happen for me in the next 12 months. So if we are to fast forward 12 months now, I have literally gotten a crystal clear path about who I am, where I'm going, who I want to be, and what kind of life I'm going to create, and I can create predictable results to do so. If you fast forward, I've exploded my personal brand. I went from 15,000 followers to 100,000 followers on Instagram, a super impactful coaching business that is allowing me to impact the lives of young entrepreneurs similar to the way that Peter does, and I could not have done it without joining the Game Changers Academy because I was given the actual toolkit that I needed to succeed, the thing that I was lacking most.
Here's Chelsea.
I had uncovered things about my business that easily covered the cost. And it seemed like a lot of money at the time, but then I thought, how much money did I spend on my college degree? How much money am I blowing on other things when I could invest it in myself? And so just kind of that mindset shift made a huge difference for me. So before the academy, I was running a business that was growing really quickly. We had made over $1 million, and then the next year we hit over $2 million, but profit had not moved. And so that was the biggest thing that I brought to the first Inner Circle Mastermind of what do I do to move the needle profit-wise. And everyone here helped me completely shift my mindset and get away from just hiring, taking any client on and really upping my prices, getting the confidence to do that, getting the confidence to say no to certain projects, double prices for certain clients. All of these things, cut my expenses, and really be more mindful of that. So financially, best decision I've ever made.
This is Nick. He's one of our youngest members we've had, and he was able to really create a business from scratch and crush it.
So being one of the youngest guys accepted into this group, I can understand why somebody at a young age might be concerned with investing in themselves to get around top-level entrepreneurs, thinking that they might not be ready. But let me tell you, It's a huge mistake. The sooner that you can get around top-level entrepreneurs, people playing the game at a higher level, the sooner that you're going to be able to fast-track your success. It's dire that you invest in yourself now and cut out the negative people and get around a better circle of influence, people who are playing the game at a higher level where you'd like to be in 5, 10, or 15 years. So if you're concerned about it, I suggest just going all in and doing it right now.
So I'm gonna do this, and then we'll kind of walk through some of the other benefits. Then we'll do some Q&A. Dean reached out, and this was in February this year, and wanted to thank me for. He's been in the academy for a while, and we did a coaching call. And over the last few years, he did $2 million in sales, and his business was growing and scaling. He has a wife and 7 kids, but they were able to buy their dream house in the country. And I would never have gotten to this point if it wasn't for you. This is real people, real results. That's why we take so much pride in having something that's this proven. This has been around since the end of 2012. And it's rarely ever we let somebody in without getting accepted and they have to apply and getting an 88% discount. So that's why I challenge you to really make sure that that you're serious about success, because this is an opportunity that is not going to come around again. So I'm going to show you this video in a second, but you have 2 options. You can try and figure it out on your own. You could spend thousands of dollars, go through massive failure, and waste tons of time trying to do it yourself, or you can get the proven roadmap. You can cut your learning curve in half. You can get to your goals much quicker, and you can start making more money than ever, so you can have more freedom, right? I want to look. We're here on this live training. You know my values. I want to help you live a life on your terms, and I selfishly want to be the person that you give a testimonial to, because I'm the one that took you from stressed to absolute success and clarity as well. So I'm gonna invite you to join hundreds of other ambitious entrepreneurs in the academy today. Also, we want to make sure this is a good investment for you. And I know times can be tough, and I want to share with you our no risk guarantee. I'll tell you what, I want to take away all the risk, and I want to guarantee in a way where you know it's the right choice for you today. I'm going to put myself out there and let you know that I think this is the best community. This is a family, the best community and family on the planet. And nobody ever touched this level of comprehensive, relevant, and tactical training and mixed it with this millionaire guest speaker training. If you sign up and you don't fly out in the next week and think this is the best training you've ever had in the industry, if you don't think this is $100K worth of training in the first 2 weeks, then I don't want to waste your time. And I've been through a lot. I've been through some tragic things. I've been discouraged. I've been broke. I've been through a lot of bad programs. If you don't feel like it's worth $100K or more to you, email us. No questions asked. You get your money back. So it's kind of a win-win situation where there's no risk. So gamechangersmovement.com/yes. Go ahead and open a new browser and then go to the gamechangersmovement.com/yes website, and you can check everything, all the details out there. gamechangersmovement.com/yes. The special webinar discount is going to go back to full price, I believe, after Monday at midnight, okay? Good news. It gets even better. Shout out to you guys that have already taken action. Much respect. I cannot wait to take you by the hand and help you level up. So I want to do something extra special for you, okay? I call this the no excuses, no brainer special. You're also going to get my Becoming Unstoppable audio series, where we teach you how to bulletproof your mental toughness, strengthen your confidence, and create an unshakable mindset going into the next couple months. Also, this is exciting. I forgot about this. So when this crazy pandemic happened, when all this stuff went down, like in February or March, I didn't have all the answers. So I instantly reached out to the 12 to 15 most successful people I know to get guidance. I asked them questions like, what's their thoughts on the state of the economy? What is the best business to start right now with the most upside? What are they doing to pivot their business? Where are they putting their money? Where are they capitalizing on the markets money-wise? Is it crypto? Is it stocks? Is it investing? Is it real estate? And I recorded these deep dive conversations with their permission, And there was 12 of them, and I'm going to continue putting them in the folder as I talk to people, my mentors. I'm giving you these conversations. It's called the Elite Perspective Interview Series. This is a private interview series with 12 of the world's most successful and elite entrepreneurs. I call it the State of the Economy Edition. And this is Robert Kiyosaki. This is Cody Sperver. This is Lewis Howes. This is Patrick Bet-David. This is Mel Robbins. This is Bedros Keuilian. This is Gerard Adams, Ryan Blair, Mikey Taylor. These are like some of the most successful people on the planet. You get access. These are not interviews that are out there. These are private interviews, phone calls that I had with them on Zoom. They're video interviews that you get access to. So if you really want insider information and you want to feel like you're unstoppable and you have like superpowers, just this is worth, we feel, $29.97, $24.97. And you get that included as a bonus if you take action today. You also get a level unlocked in the academy called the bonus materials, where you get how to build an online empire, how to figure out your next move, the Know Yourself Blueprint, and you get the weekly master plan time management training as well, which is something new. Here's another cool bonus. Your first official live call is tomorrow. We have a mastermind call tomorrow. So you're literally going to be seeing me on a Zoom call tomorrow with the other academy members. We're going to go over how to master the art of self-awareness and how to rise above the noise in the new economy. So literally, when you join the academy today, you're going to get your first call tomorrow. Now, if you can't make the live call, everything is uploaded right away into the recording section so you can watch it on your own terms. So this is going to be focused on how to master self-awareness, how to create absolute clarity for you and your business, the number one tool I've used to grow my online business. And this is your chance to meet the other members and know that you made the right choice, right? So that's actually tomorrow as well. So what's the real value? Okay, there's the perceived value and the real value. Well, the real value is you get live mastermind calls and hot seats every month to kind of solidify and guarantee that you have the best year you've ever had. This is a way where if you feel like maybe you're the emotional type or you're the type that doesn't always follow through, this is a way to kind of get outside yourself and realize that you're giving yourself the best chance to succeed, because there's social accountability and there's forced growth and there's systemized growth because you're on these calls. $1 Million Blueprint, how to build an online empire training, the Maximize Your Strengths Blueprint, Mentors, Unstoppable audio series, the Maximizing Your Strengths Blueprint. Oh, that's on there twice. We're going to ignore that. We used to sell it. Now we don't sell it anymore. The full Game Changer system, My Connections, Mentorship and Experience, access to the exclusive Value Vault as well, which is all of the previous academy information simplified. That's $17,269. All for $997 or $297 today. So what to do next? Go to gamechangersmovement.com/yes and enroll. Check your email for immediate login information, and then watch the welcome and start here videos. So you'll watch the start here videos. This is not something we put together last week. This has been perfected. We have an advisory board, and we truly feel like there's no community like this. So I hope you're excited to get access to this. This is going to take your ambition and this is a new vehicle. A lot of people have tried different, they tried to study a bunch of free stuff online. They've tried different courses. This is the all-in-one, okay? So you'll watch the introduction video, and then you're gonna watch the weekly master plan video as well. So download the schedule. The schedule has all the calls every month for the next, I think 6 months. You're gonna have your GCA blueprint, and then get ready for Mastery Module 1. Which will be available to you in 7 days. But you also have your first live call tomorrow, which you'll get an email once you join. All right, now you also get the Value Vault, okay? The Value Vault takes all the calls we've ever done, all the mastermind calls, all the millionaire guest speaker calls, all the bonus trainings, and we simplify it into 8 categories. And these are the categories. Anyone that wants to get to 7 or 8 figures in their business, the mentality you have to have, investments in real estate. Once you start making money, you have to learn how to protect your net worth and invest. Time management and productivity, of course. Confidence, mindset, psychology. We've had John Assaraf, we've had Mel Robbins, we've had Patrick Bet-David give some amazing mindset stuff. Personal branding and social media, which a lot of people are loving because of that's the future. new age marketing and advertising, leadership, relationships, and networking, and of course, sales mastery and persuasion. So that's the value vault. And some of the modules you'll get, and I just want to think about this, guys. Now, by the way, if you're skeptical, I get it. There's a lot of BS out there, trust me. That's why we're protecting you with a guarantee, to where if it's not for you, you get your money back, and it's kind of a win-win situation. Look, I understand that you might not feel like your intelligence or experience matches your bank account, and you're maybe sick of all the BS out there and you want to prove it move out. Maybe you're scared to invest because money's tight and you're not sure it's going to pay off. The money's going to be spent anyways. You might as well invest it on something that's going to pay dividends for years down the road, right? Now, can you picture someone in your head? Imagine in your head someone that's crushing in entrepreneurship, that's making a lot of money. Can you imagine or picture that person? Think about someone right now that you look up to that's crushing it. Now, can you picture someone that's maybe struggling or barely getting by? Let me ask you a question. Why is there such a disparity? Why are some making millions and some making six figures, and maybe some are just failing and losing everything? Is it lack of opportunity, or is it lack of knowledge and network? Now, I don't think it's lack of opportunity, because there's a lot of that. And if you said lack of knowledge and network, you're more right than you know. Most people aren't thriving because they'd rather invest in things that are comfortable, or things that make them feel better in the moment, not things that are going to grow their intelligence and grow their business, right? And I know a lot of you here invest in yourself because you're on this webinar, but there are people out there that could have got on this webinar and they chose not to. And they're going to be confused why they're struggling in the next couple of months. So let's go through some of these modules you're going to get. How to master personal growth while creating absolute clarity. Imagine leaving this module with more clarity than you've ever had, and knowing exactly what you need to do to grow your business, and knowing it's in complete alignment with your strengths and values. Imagine only working in your unique ability and somebody else executing everything you hate doing. Imagine everybody you delegate to doing a better job than you, which allows you massive freedom, but more importantly, happiness. Of course, this is a lot of people's favorite module. Imagine having the secret script that can help you get a hold of anybody you want. Imagine knowing the 3 game-changing moves that will put you in the top 1% of networkers. Imagine knowing with complete certainty you are maximizing your time and as effective and productive as possible. Imagine finally getting paid what you're worth and becoming irreplaceable. Of course, mastering the art of wealth. This doesn't happen overnight, but time will pass anyways. You might as well build something worthwhile and turn your money into assets that work for you. Imagine not having to work for money, but money working for you. I know this is hard to grasp. I was the person that didn't even want to get an appetizer at the restaurant because of how much it cost. I was very tight with my money, right? So imagine never having a financial issue ever again. And most importantly, working because you want to, not because you have to. And of course, there's a building your 7-figure dream team training, as well as how to position you and your brand as the go-to industry leader. There's a strategic order to these as well. And we want you to focus on outcomes and results, not information and knowledge, okay? So imagine learning from these game changers and some of these game changers. These are all guest speakers to the Academy. Imagine meeting other game changers from all over the world. These are real examples, real value, real results. The only question is, what will your story be? Think about it. What will your story be the next couple months? GameChangersMovement.com/yes. I hope you join me. I'm excited to help you and take you by the hand and really give you the guidance and training you need to level up. So you get the complete Game Changers system, live mastermind calls, elite millionaire mentors, $1 million network, the entire value vault, okay, for the discounted rate that we shared. Go ahead and go to GameChangersMovement.com/yes. And we're excited to help you get to the next level. Remember, there's also the money back guarantee. So there's really no risk. Action takers are always rewarded. So special bonus, for the first 10 who take action, you're going to get a special Game Changers welcome package. You're going to get both my books signed. You're going to get my mixtapes. You're going to get a Game Changers welcome journal. You're going to get Ambition is Priceless wristband. You're going to get a Game Changers Academy, what are those called? Flash drives with our 15 best PDFs and blueprints on there as well. So the first 10, some of you guys may have already joined. I'm not sure if this is filled yet, but I'm excited. So if you've already joined, congratulations for being an action taker. You're people I definitely want to connect with. So join the most exclusive networking community today. I'm excited to have you. And let me share this before we go. I want you to imagine not having to worry about what actions to take or where to spend your time, and having certainty that you're spending time as intentional as possible. Imagine knowing you have the secret sauce and having so much confidence because you now have a roadmap no one else has. Imagine knowing with complete certainty you're maximizing your time and you're as productive as possible. Okay, well, the number one thing that holds most people back is they never tell themselves now matters. And a lot of people have just waited and waited till their back's against the wall to take action. I challenge you, don't wait till your back's against the wall. There's going to be a lot of millionaires made the next 3 to 6 months. There's going to be a lot of people that either crush it or massively struggle. And it depends on what they put in their mind and who they're around. That's all that matters. So now matters more than ever. Most people spend the first half of their life saying I'm too young and the second half saying I'm too old. I challenge you not to be like most people and bet on yourself and invest in yourself today, because in this crazy time, when you grow and you sharpen your skills, you're going to benefit 10 times more the next couple months. But if you are lazy, if you watch Netflix and you relax and you don't invest in yourself, you're going to be hurting 10 times more in the next couple months. So that's why it's super important. So this is for you. If your bank account doesn't match your ambition, if you're not fulfilling your potential, if you need clarity and a proven roadmap to follow, if you want more predictable and consistent income, and if you want real flexibility and freedom. So gamechangersmovement.com/yes, and I want to do some Q&A with you guys. And by the way, everyone who signs up today on the live training will get all of those bonuses. You'll get the Game Changers training system, $1 Million Support Network, live mastermind calls, elite private millionaire mentors, and the Game Changers package. So some of you guys might be sitting on the fence too, probably like thinking, is this right for me? You don't have, in terms of, or maybe you're thinking you don't have enough time to dedicate to this. Well, if you don't have the time, that is probably the most important part of this training. And the reason you should invest is so we can help you claim some of your time freedom back. This isn't about information, it's about outcomes and results. Okay? So I'm excited to answer some questions. Let me check the chat. Hope you guys got some value. I'm excited to hang a little bit and answer questions, but I just wanted to make sure you guys knew the value of that. And I'm excited to help those that have joined, and I hope you got value. Whether you joined or not, I hope you got some value today. All right, let's do some questions. Any questions regarding the actual academy? I know some people asked earlier, what if you don't have a business? There's a whole section focused on helping you transition from employee to entrepreneur. And also, once again, the real value is in the Facebook group and the WhatsApp group, and where you actually get to connect with all the other members to where you can ask them questions and you can have conversations with them, build relationships with them, and that's where the real value is going to come from. Let me get on. It's pausing. Hold on. Lorenzo, good question. One-time payment? Yeah, it's a year access. And we don't automatically renew you, so you'll get an email, then we'll have a conversation. You actually get a pretty big discount at the end of the year as well. And I think we have an 80 something % renewal rate. So the fact that it's this cheap, this much of a deal, you'll definitely be excited to probably renew, but we don't do that automatically. It's a good question. But a year's enough time to help you crush it. Rudy's already on the academy. You can share how your experience has been, Rudy. I know you're starting to build some big momentum. You joined a couple months ago. You can share that. Becky, I'm glad you're more clear on that. Yeah, a mastermind group is like a collective group of individuals that have a common goal that can help each other get there faster. I know someone else was like, if you're on the fence and you're thinking maybe it sounds kind of complicated, this isn't, or complicated. Um, it'll simplify once you actually log in and you follow the first steps. It'll give you a specific blueprint to follow, right? And continuing to try to figure things out on your own is what I used to do, and that's definitely not the answer. Studying a bunch of free stuff online is what I used to do, and that led me to a lot of confusion. And I was in the wrong vehicle. And when I had the network, it started helping me see clearer because they were helping me. I started following people that actually had the results I wanted. Okay, so that was one of the biggest things for me. Superman syndrome. And I used to go to huge seminars, but it was so broad, it wasn't niche. I had a lot of trainings I joined with no guarantee, which I got in and I was disappointed, and there was no guarantee, so I was kind of screwed. So there's a lot of failures I've had that allowed us to create this dynamic academy that is protected with a guarantee as well. How to deal with self-doubt. I mean, I think if you start making the tough decisions, self-doubt comes when you start doing things you know you should do, whether you feel like it or not. When you start getting confidence from who you are and from growth versus other people's expectations of you, that's when self-doubt starts to change. Here's the big kicker for me. What's your name? I don't know what your name is. Guest 3305. I had self-doubt. I had a lot of self-doubt, and I didn't even believe I could do a lot of things that I did, but it didn't change my action. So through action without believing came confidence. So what that means is if you have self-doubt, you should still write down your goals. You should still look at them daily. You should still invest in yourself until the self-doubt turns to confidence. When you get around a lot of other people who are confident, you'll start to see more confidence in yourself. So there's not like a specific tactic. You just have to take on more to become more, and you have to get your confidence from who you are, not from your results or from what other people think of you. That's how I did it. Because when I didn't even believe in myself while I was making my first 6 figures. I didn't believe in myself till after 6 figures, but I still took action like I did believe until the belief caught up. Any other questions, guys? Oh, there's a little bit of a delay, that's why. I'm super excited for you guys that have joined to be on the call tomorrow. Yeah, I just, with how much is going on, that's why it's so important to have a support group and have a group of people that can really give you a roadmap to follow, right? Whatever your business is, on our mastermind calls, we give people hot seats, we share ideas, we connect with each other, and we don't leave the call till people have their problem solved, right? And most people would just rather invest in things that don't better their future, that make them comfortable in the moment. That's why I commend a lot of you for being on this call and for investing in yourself. There's 4 things that this is going to be in my new book, but there's 4 things successful people really do invest in. And it's only 4 things. First thing is back in themselves, of course, to sharpen their perspective so they can make better decisions, sharpen their intellect, know themselves more. First thing is themselves. Second thing is back in their business. Okay. Third thing is when they make money, when you invest in yourself and your business and you have a roadmap, you start making real money. Then they invest 3 in assets that make their money work for them. And then 4 is memorable and meaningful experiences, because that's massive motivation. Imagine taking your family on a all expense paid trip to Fiji or Hawaii or Mexico, right? You're going to be more motivated than ever to continue crushing it in your business. But I see a lot of people doing that first, and that's where the scariness comes in play, where you're spending money you don't have to make up for being frustrated, and you want to do these in the correct order. So betting on yourself and investing in yourself first should always be number 1, and then back in your business, and then assets, and then memorable experiences. Rudy, when starting a network marketing business, what is the best way to network and build my team? That's a good one. So I'm going to connect you with a couple people in the academy. We have some of the top network marketers on the planet. And one of the kids I was talking to the other day is making 100K a month network marketing. So I will help you personally. We'll connect in the next week or two. We'll have a phone call because you're on the academy already, and I'll help you. I have some good connections for you too. Are you able to do this and still work your current job? Yeah, if you love your current job, for sure. If you just want some extra side hustle money, Lorenzo, then it's for you as well. We've helped people make a couple grand on the side. And if you just want to build your, the price, here's the deal. We don't want to devalue the price. Even at 8K, this is worth it. So if you paid 8K, you'd still be super happy and satisfied. I don't want to devalue the price because it's so low, but I also want people to understand that you have to get your skin in the game. And you have to spend an amount that kind of scares you a little bit, that forces you to level up. Most people make the money they spend back within the first 30 to 45 days. And if you're sitting there like I was back in the day and you're having money issues and you're like, I don't know if I can afford this, that's probably the number one reason you should probably find a way to invest so you never have money issues ever again. Okay? So if you just want to do this as a side hustle, Lorenzo, definitely, that's fine. If you want to do this and start as a side hustle and replace your income eventually and quit your job, we can help you with that too. Greg, I always struggle with price point. How do I advise setting a right price product? It depends. There's a couple of things that depends on. How much are you actually making the people that you're selling to? How much is it saving them? So the price is what the market will pay for it. So you don't have, it's not about you thinking about the price, it's you testing. How much time did you put into it? And how much time do you have to spend once they buy it? Is it connected to your time? Is it a one-off product where you sell it and that's it? Right? So there's a lot of questions you have to ask first, but I always test. And most people undercharge. We help people raise their prices a lot and position themselves better. We have people charging $10,000 or $15,000 a month for their service. So you have to test. You have to figure out a couple logistics on how much money is it making them. Right? One of the reasons we can confidently and excitedly charge 8K for the academy because we know it's going to make people a lot more than that. And the reason we do this discount for the webinar is just because what's going on right now, we wanted to give back and give you guys an opportunity to get in at an 88% discount. But it just depends on a lot of different variables. Vikram, I'm glad this changed your mindset. I appreciate it. Is all this already in the academy for? Yeah, this is all in there already. How did you gain motivation to work? I just had reasons. I didn't like working for other people. I didn't like someone else telling me what I was worth. I was working a valet job in Oregon, and I was making like $7.05 an hour, and someone there had been there like 6 months longer than me, and he was making more money than me, but he was super lazy. And he was doing bare minimum, but he got paid more. So I was super confused at how someone, just because they've been there longer, they're not giving more value to the company. They're lazy. I'm working hard, but I'm making less. I used to add up my paycheck, Linda, at the end of the like 2 weeks and say, okay, this is my 2-week paycheck. So this 2-week paycheck times 4 times 3 months I'm working here in the summer. And I looked at that number and I'm like, no matter what I make, no matter what I do, no matter how good I get, no matter how many people I help, I'm still making this pay. And it didn't seem right. It wasn't fair to me. I wanted to be in control of my pay and my value. And I also didn't like having to ask someone else like when to go to the bathroom. And I saw too many experiences in my town where people hated what they did. They complained about their boss. They didn't have freedom. And I never wanted to be that way. So my back was against the wall my junior year when I dropped out. I had to make it happen. So my motivation was I had no other option. I didn't want to work for someone else, and I wanted to make it as an entrepreneur. So I just wrote down like 50 of my strongest reasons of why I wanted to be successful, and I looked at those reasons every single day, and that gave me the juice to push through. Atomic Surplus, you're welcome. They said, I need this opportunity in my life. So here's what you got to realize. I'm glad you brought this up. Everyone needs success, but success doesn't respond to want or need. You hear it all the time. I need, I want, I need, I want, I have kids, I need. Success responds to deserve. So you have to deserve success. You have to bet on yourself. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to take risks. You have to invest in yourself. Investment creates commitment. So everyone needs this. Would you agree that most people in society need this right now? But a lot of them would rather escape reality and watch Netflix than bet on themselves. And then they're confused in 3 years why they're struggling still. This is why I'm so passionate, because I just talked to a 23-year-old, 24-year-old making $100K a month, and some people that are 50 can't pay their bills. One's willing to invest in themselves. One's willing to grow, get uncomfortable, change, become more valuable. And one says, I have 20 years of experience. No, you don't. You have 1 year repeated 20 times because you're doing the same thing over and over again. If you're not growing and willing to change and become valuable, you only have the same year repeated 20 times, right? Got you. Is this good training for direct sales? 1,000%. We have some direct sales killers in this. All right, guys. My wife is making an amazing dinner. I'm excited to go hang with my son. But it's been amazing. I'm so glad. I hope you got value. I love doing these trainings. If you have an Instagram, I'm pretty active on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Peter J. Voog. Make sure you tag me or let me know you came from this training, and I'll definitely connect with you. But I appreciate you. Hopefully you take us up on this offer. It's going to be back to full price on Tuesday morning, and we might not do this ever again. It's going to be harder and harder to get into this. We just want to do this one last time. So I would, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. So do all you can. We're going to have our live call tomorrow. So if you join tonight, you find a way, then we have a live call tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So we'll see you on that call. GameChangersMovement.com/yes. You can learn all the details. Have an amazing rest of your night, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.